Good morning, everybody. And first of all, thank you to Lalamand and thank you to Anchor for their hospitality. I'm sure the evening last night with the Bavarian band playing Roll Out the Barrel and the Birdie song will definitely go into one of my more random evenings out with work. But there we are. Feels slightly bit of a fraud here today because I'm not a youth scientist. I'm not particularly a baker either. I'm a retail food technologist. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is around the application of the Vita D yeast that Lalamand supply into our bread at Marks and Spencer's. So what I thought I would do first is just talk about who are Marks and Spencer's. So Marks and Spencer's are a British retailer. We have 1,330 stores worldwide. We were founded in 1884 by Michael Marks and Tom Spencer on a stall in Leeds. Ironically, we actually started off as a 1-penny stall where the slogan was, "Don't ask the price, it's a penny." So Marks and Spencer's was one of the original fixed price stores. Where we look to, where we try and make ourselves different is actually looking at what's different, what's special, and what's going to make the customer cross the road, coming from a variety of UK retailers, to come to Marks and Spencer's to buy products such as bread and rolls, where actually they could get it from anywhere else. And what I've put at the bottom of the slide here is around our food mission, which is to inspire customers with high quality, great value products in stores full of new ideas. And this is one of the reasons why we've been working with Lalamand and working with some of our raw material suppliers to actually get that real point of difference to our customers. On the screen you'll see our corporate values. These are commonly known in business as the 4 I's. To have inspiration, innovation, integrity and in touch. And actually the whole point with the vitamin D yeast fits in with all of these 4 values. So innovation, it goes without saying, this is an innovation that Lalamand have been working on for many years, and actually it's implementing it with a retail environment into Marks and Spencer's. It's inspiration, so actually looking at the vitamin D for the customer, actually adding that point of difference that I've talked about. Doing it with integrity, the customer can trust what we say is actually on the packet of bread. And then it's also being in touch. So actually this is interacting with our store colleagues, because at the end of the day, I can develop whatever product I like within the office, however it's my store colleagues in my 1,300 stores, they're actually selling it to the customer, and it's them that are explaining what vitamin D yeast is and why that customer should be buying them. So why did we look at vitamin D in the first place? I might just need to refer to my notes because I've got a few facts and figures here. But as we heard in my introduction, the UK weather isn't the best, and actually we're not necessarily well known for sunshine and long spells of sort of hot weather. I think summer this year was actually on the 15th of June, if anybody saw it. So these are two clips from 2 British newspapers, The Telegraph and The Guardian. And this is actually talking about the British diet and the British population being deficient in vitamin D. In the past, studies have usually looked at where people can actually synthesize their own vitamin D from being exposed to sunlight. However, and people have seen in the past that actually that should be sufficient, and we don't need to be topping up vitamin D through whether it be supplements, through health products, etc. However, the Scientific Advisory Committee on Nutrition, the SACN, which is a government-backed report published earlier this year, was looking at actually what is the health of the nation and what and how the British population are actually what levels of vitamin D they're actually having within their body. This study actually found that 1 in 5 people were found to be lacking in vitamin D. And these levels varied, so 7.5% of 1 to 3-year-olds, but then that rise to 38% of men and 37% of women over the age of 65. So actually, the deficiency of vitamin D is a slightly worrying within the UK food market, within global health trends, and it's also looking at why Marks and Spencer's were looking at vitamin D. It goes without saying that deficiency in vitamin D can end up with different health issues. So musculoskeletal issues such as rickets, which is the best known issue. So we started working with Lallemand, and my colleague Mark, who apologises for not being here today. However, he's currently cruising down Route 66 in California, so unfortunately he couldn't be with you today, so you've got me. We're looking at, if we were going to look at the Vita D yeast that Lallemand have been looking at, one, what would be the application, but also, what would the customer reactions be? Because the last thing we want would be for us to put this product in, then customers freak out and think, oh no, we're not going to buy it, and actually our bread sales drop like a stone overnight. On here, and on the screen, you can see some customer research we carried out, and one of the things that we looked at was 90% of the customer survey bought bread on a weekly basis, which is great for everybody in this room. Everybody in the UK is buying lots of bread. Tick. And customers understand vitamin D and the reasons why we need it in the diet. And I think the whole connotations of people being able to associate vitamin D with sunlight actually helps with that understanding and people knowing what vitamin D is. However, as we've heard, actually people are lacking vitamin D. And people see adding a vitamin D-like product to an everyday product, such as bread, that customers are buying, 90% of customers are buying weekly, as a positive approach. What we didn't want to do was develop a special product that actually, it was almost our health product, that was put in the corner, out the way. People may find it, people may not find it. Actually, what we were looking at was how are we going to help the health of the nation and actually look at how do we implement it within our range. So we work with Lallemand to look at how we're going to implement the vitamin D within our bakery products. And we took the bold approach that in April, May this year, all of our pre-packed bread and slice rolls, all 132 products of them, now are a natural source of vitamin D using the Vita D Lallemand product. One of the questions that we got asked is it vegetarian? Well, yes, because the product that, again, what you have to remember is I'm not a yeast scientist, so I'm sure there's plenty of people in the room who can explain this a lot more eloquently than me. However, the way it works is that the yeast is treated with a UV light. The yeast then naturally produces vitamin D similar to our skin would do, and therefore you can then add that yeast to the bread product. So therefore, it's a vegetarian product. Whereas other sources of other sources of vitamin D can be derived from animal wools, etc. And this is one of the things that our customers are very savvy about, and they wanted to make sure that our bread is vegetarian. And it's natural as well. We wanted to make the claim on pack of all of our bread and rolls are a natural source of vitamin D. That naturally is very key. We're not fortifying the product, we're not adding a white powder that customers don't know what it is. And this comes back to the whole integrity and in touch piece that I talked about at the start when we talking about our values. Customers want natural products. They don't want the products messed about with. They don't want their bread messed about with. They want natural products that actually they feel that's doing them some good. And this is the application. There are some examples of products at the back at the end, and also on the Lallemand stand that you'll be able to see. So we've got two products up here, and one you can see if I can work the pointer. Oh, there we go. Is that all of our products have this green arrow, which you can see here on the front of pack. So this isn't oh, we're going to hide behind it, we're not going to tell anybody about it. Every product has this green bold arrow which says this product is a natural source of vitamin D. So you can see there's two products here, there's the roll product and one of our white milk toasting loaves. And one of the pieces that came from the research was, well, it's fine, we get vitamin D, but actually you need to explain it to us. And this is where the piece that was nicely written by, so it's written by a copywriter rather than us in the technical team, it's talking about actually, there are a few dietary sources of vitamin D, however all of our bread and loaves are made with yeast that naturally produces vitamin D. That's a really nice message, and it's one that's really resonated with the customer. And one of the things that we wanted to look at was actually what would be customer reaction, what would be the public reaction, what would be the media reaction. So when the products launched in May, well it's actually early June, we got blanket coverage across all of the UK main retailers, you can see here, including BBC, Mirror, Telegraph. This is all talking about how M&S have added vitamin D to bread, and all of the feedback we got from our customers was positive. There's no negative feedback. We had a couple of questions from our customers around, is it vegetarian? And as I've talked about, however, all we've seen is positive feedback from our customers. And we're now going into too much commercial detail, of which I'm sure you'd understand. All I can really say is that in a declining bread market, we've seen that our sales are declining slower than the market following the addition of the vitamin D yeast. So the customers are seeing it, the customers are seeing that this is a point of difference, and actually it's something that they see Marks and Spencer's as being special, different, and how we've elevated, whether it be the humble sliced loaf, to that next level. So, thank you for listening. That was a quick canter through how we've applied the Vita D yeast. If anybody's got any questions, I'm happy to answer now, or I'll be here for a while at the end. Thank you.